passing by, saw some shepherds in a hut eating a haunch of mutton for their dinner. Approaching them, he said, "What a clamor you would raise if I were to do as you are doing." This is Folk Tales from Grown Folks. That is one of Aesop's fables called The Wolf and the Shepherds. I'm reading the version translated by George Filer Townsend. And of course, you know that you are on Giami Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and this is a Heart of Assembly Productions, where I strive to blow up your old paradigm. And we are in another version of Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Check this out. Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Giami Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.giamijourney.com. So the wolf. Last week we talked a little bit about the dog's perception and of the master. I don't know if you remember that, but this week the wolf is kind of shocked, because the wolf is going by the shepherds. They're going by, I guess, a cabin, a hut that the shepherds stay in, and he's noticing that they're eating mutton. And those that don't know, mutton come from sheep, obviously. And the wolf looks in and sees a contradiction. He like, if you had seen me doing the same thing that you are doing now, y'all would be raising all types of sand. Y'all would be going out your mind. And the wolf is like the dogs, seeing his position in a different way. Now, and this is what I mean. Oftentimes, conquerors, because at one point in time in nature, supposedly, the wolves had the upper hand over us. And the wolves was able to take what they wanted from us. And as time went on, men, through the development of tools and the coming of working together of tribes, were able to vanquish a lot of the wolves, or enough of the wolves, where random occurrences of wolves attacking individuals, as far as human beings, was rare. So now, what men were doing was eradicating in a sense, the tyranny of the wolves, by eliminating them slowly from eating up all the sheep. Now they protect the sheep. They not only protect each other, they protect the sheep. Now the wolf is looking at it from this standpoint. We are equal animals. We are equal opportunity animals, both of us, humans and wolves. And I'm looking at it as if I'm your equal. So I'm looking in and I'm thinking, well, hell, I'm your equal. If I was doing what you doing, you would be raising all types of, you know what I'm saying? You be crying to the high heavens that I'm doing wrong. But oftentimes, those people that are in power, those individuals that are in power, do things that the average person can't do. You know what I'm saying? They eat upon the mutton that most of us are not allowed to touch. And when we catch them eating on the mutton, you know what I'm saying, we're surprised. Basically, I think what's coming across on this is, with power come privilege. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't have to be shocked when you see that. You know that behind the scenes there's some other things going on. You know there's some things that they're doing that you know that if you were to do, you would be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I think the wolf, one, is looking at the world in, I'm not going to say necessarily a wrong way, but he's looking at the world in a way that's not, in a sense, good for him, because he's seeing himself looking at the individuals eating the mutton as if they all were the same. Now, as far as nature, the wolf is faster, and in some cases, depending on what type of wolf, The wolf is stronger than the individual man. But remember, there was a group of men eating this mutton. So that wolf, if he wanted to take the mutton, wouldn't have had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because while he was focusing on one with his adept killing ability, the other two, or maybe if it was just one more, would have been aiming for his heart and would have took him out. So the thing I think this thing is trying to teach us, with power come privilege. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but with power come privilege, because the sheep herders, the shepherds, control the sheep. And because they control the sheep, they get to enjoy the flesh of the sheep. Listen closely. They get to enjoy the flesh of the sheep. And the wolf, who is also a flesh eater, feels that it is wrong that they are able to do that. The wolf feels that it's wrong that they are able to do that. Incredible, huh? Sounds kind of crazy, huh? But that wolf eats meat just like those guys do. You know what I'm saying? And the wolf wants the meat. Now, and he feels that it's not fair, but it is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying now, let me say this. I'm not saying accept your position in life. You know what I'm saying? But what I think Aesop is trying to bring out is that those in power have certain privileges that everybody else do not have. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised when you see them. As a matter of fact, it's almost just like the shepherds going out to the flock and picking a fat sheep, and they're going to kill it and they're going to eat it. You know that is happening. You know that it's happened. So you know that you could look for it. Just like this wolf knew that if he walked past the hut, there was a good chance that the shepherds would be in there doing the very thing that if he got caught doing, they would scream to high heaven and try to take his life. All right? Those in power have privileges, or they take privileges. And those looking in from the outside often do not have those privileges. And if you take those privileges, they may take your life. So you know that this is happening. We know that this is happening in politics. We know that this is happening in big business. We know that this is happening in the military. We know this is happening in some of the places where we work. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be aware of it. Don't be shocked when you see it. Don't be shocked. You know what I'm saying? Be kind of, you don't even have to make the comment like the wolf. Sometimes it's good to be quiet. That's what I tell some of my kids. Sometimes it's good to know when to keep your mouth shut and keep it moving. Why? Because you can use that information for later. Because, like I said, Aesop is giving us strategies for life. He's giving us strategies and examples for us to live the best life. You know what I'm saying? Now, the wolf spoke out. The wolf didn't have to speak out. The wolf could have looked at that and walked away and said it to itself. You know what I'm saying? And held that information and used it for a later date. So you don't always have to speak out when you see stuff, but just have your eyes open and looking around, because somewhere in your life, some shepherd is eating the sheep. Just some shepherd somewhere is eating the sheep. When you see it, you're going to be able to use that information. If you stick with us here, because it's other folk tales that will fit into this right here, that will line it up and show you how to use your knowledge to your advantage. This is Brother Hatim saying thank you for tuning in to Folk Tales for Grown Folks. This is Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Giami Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.giamijourney.com.